Hey there everyone. For some of you this is review, and for some of you this is going to be some new information. I've given you kind of this introduction, and I want you to try and work on this on your own. If you didn't do it, that's okay. We're going to do it together now. And if you did, this is going to be review. All right. So first things first, in any kind of perspective drawing, you're going to need a horizon line. Your horizon line for this kind of purpose is going to be kind of right down the middle. We're holding our paper horizontally and we put it right across the middle. The horizon line is basically your eye level, okay? On the horizon line lives a vanishing point. I'm going to make it rather large so you all can see it. You shouldn't make it that big, but I'm making it big so you can see it. Also, I'm drawing dark so you all can see it. With any perspective drawing, there's lots of erasing involved, so make sure you're drawing lightly. And please, make sure you're using a ruler or a straight edge. You cannot be freehanding this. It's not going to look good. So we've got our horizon line. That is our eye level, okay? Now what we're going to start off with is something above our eye level. So I'm going to draw a square or a rectangle right above that horizon line. Now, when something is above you and you look up at it, you see the bottom. So notice when we draw our converging lines, what you're going to see. So now your converging lines are all going to meet up at the vanishing point. That's really important. This vanishing point is your guide. It's your boss. It's telling you what you need to do. Now, some of you in the past may have drawn cubes on your own. And like I know how to draw a cube. Oops, I need a pencil that works, right? I know how to draw a cube. Sure, you do. It'll be helpful if I could use a ruler correctly. However, this is not using the vanishing point. It's an awesome looking cube, but it is not being it's not 1 point perspective. It's three-dimensional looking, absolutely, but it's not following the rules of 1 point perspective. So please make sure you are following the rules. And the rule, the number one rule, is all of your lines that go back in space meet up, converge at the vanishing point. So I take my ruler. I always go from the closest corner first, which would be this one. And I draw my converging line. It's meeting, it's converging at the vanishing point. This corner here converges. This corner here, there we go. So this corner, I left it for last for a reason. If I were to draw it, it would actually be going through my shape. I'm not going to see it. My shape is, my form, now it's a form, right, is not see-through. So I avoid that, okay? So we're just going to do those three. All done. Looks good, right? Looks like it's 3D going back in space, all converging at the vanishing point. Super important, all right? Next, I'm going to go, oh, by the way, remember, this is above the horizon, above our eye level. I look up, I see the bottom. It's like looking up in the sky and seeing maybe the belly of a bird, right? You see the bottom of it. You're not going to see the top, you see the bottom. Now, below the horizon line, one would think we'll see the top. We'll see. I'm going to draw a similar square or rectangle, keeping it simple at first. Okay. Closest corner first. Line it up. Remember, you're not drawing random diagonal lines. If you draw a random diagonal line, you're not following the rules of perspective. Make sure you line up the vanishing point to the corner, to the edge. Corner. And lastly, another corner. This corner here, I test it, I look, but nope, it's gonna go through my shape. I don't need it. Okay. And as I said, this is below the horizon line, below our eye level, so we see the top. It's like you're a bird looking down on the roof of a building. Last one we're going to do is one that lives on the horizon, on our eye level. So let's see what happens there. Again, guys, I draw really dark. You all should be drawing lightly. Because now look, this is on top of the horizon. If something is overlapping on top of something, unless it's clear, you're not going to see the thing behind it. So my horizon line gets erased right here. That's why it's helpful to have light lines. Now, because it's on our eye level, we're not going to see the top or the bottom. We're only going to have two converging lines. Take a look. Corner. Line it up to the vanishing point. Always line up to the vanishing point before you start drawing. Corner. Now this is my edge. Before I erase anything though, double check. Can I draw a line? If I did draw a line here, be going through my shape. Be going through my shape. So I don't need it. I'm going to erase that edge that's kind of overlapping my horizon line, okay? Because you don't see it anymore. So make sure you erase unnecessary lines. Now, once you have mastered basic kind of just, rectangles and squares turning into forms, now you can start maybe playing around with more interesting shapes. So you can draw any sort of polygon. We're keeping our shapes for the most part straight edged corners and stuff like that. You don't want to do any curved lines just yet. I don't even know how many sides. This is an irregular polygon. Does not have any kind of equal sides or angles, but it'll do. So I have lots of edges, lots of corners. The more corners you have, the more lines to the vanishing point. So I always go for one of my closer corners because I know my close corners are going to go to the vanishing point. Ones that are further back are likely going to go behind it and you're not going to see it. Okay, so I line up my vanishing point to one of my close corners and draw it. This one's gonna be tight, but you're gonna see it. Let's do this one. Oops, you can see that, right? My pencil didn't work very well. I'll make it a little bit darker. I wanna make sure you all see it. That's better. Now, I did the ones that are close. I'm gonna check this corner. Nope, goes through it, see? Going through it. This one definitely goes through it, so I'm not gonna see that. So once you've kind of worked on and understand the basic square going back in space, I want you to try playing around with more interesting shapes, okay? And try keep them have corners and edges. It's gonna be easier. We'll talk about curves another time. All right? Good luck, everyone.